Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and also our chair lady Miss Ana Marita da Silva. I am Stephanie Bundaran and I am going to present my teaching learning activity proposal, which employs both PPP, presentation, practice and production, combined with the natural approach proposed by Crescent and Terrell. So basically the instrument will be public service announcement for enhancing vocabulary learning for students, for EFL learners. Studies of lexical bundles have demonstrated the importance of using lexemes in appropriate registers. Therefore, there's a necessity for teachers and learners to get more exposure on more authentic learning materials in order to enrich their vocabulary bundle. Like when we go around, we will see some posters, advertisements using words in English. We can also analyze those kind of aspects rather than only relying on textbooks. And new techniques for vocabulary learning has nowadays become something crucial in EFL teaching and learning. The problem is traditional classroom tends to promote only word memorization, which leads to students reluctant in facing lengthy reading text and glossaries. There are already evidences that say that, scholars here, and therefore, they need to start to make use of things that they are familiar with around them, like signage, posters, billboards, and advertisements. It's like we will apply Chern and Dulles 1 in 2014. One of the examples of advertisement which is going to be discussed here is PSA, public service announcement. It's a kind of public sign in form of advertisement with the purpose of appealing or educating people on maintaining a good life rather than marketing. Here are the literatures. What public service announcement is defined by Sajet and Kapatomoyo, and kinds of advertisements were explained by Pobre website and University Tutorial, DDEG, JUST. Types of announcement by Nurdiono. Lexicon acquisition, Atchison, Cody, James Cody. Here is the two last coherent and correlated factors. The natural approach proposed by Crescent and Terrell. It displays that between input and output there is a process. The more input they get, the more they will process the information and they will create a better input. Linguistic landscape as a medium, Chern and Julie and Peter Sayer, 2009. In linguistic landscape, like public science, we can see a lot of vocabulary, and the more the students exposed to the list of vocabulary, the more they will get the input. The depth and breadth of vocabulary, David Gann, 1999. The depth of vocabulary is like how much words they know, the students know in a theme of aspect, like vocabulary of health, like medical terms, working terms, so on and so forth. And breadth of vocabulary is how deep or how far they can understand each of the meanings of the word, rather than just semantically. They will digest it more on pragmatic discourses. And methods in vocabulary learning by Al-Qahtani and Nadarajan. Al-Qahtani gave some tips on how to teach vocabulary, and I took one of her tips, like guessing meaning from context, implicit learning. The objective of teaching activity is the first objective is for EFL teachers to be able to utilize the PSA for the teaching learning activity in order to improve the students' vocabulary bundle. I am sorry for the typo here. It should be vocabulary. And second objective is to improve EFL learners both English reading and writing skills, because they are about to compose another PSA, to reformulate PSA using their like knowledge they have got from the practice. They will write. Teaching approach I use is PPP, presentation, practice and production, by Rahman, no date. But the participants are university students. With the medium, public service announcements. Time allocation, 1 week presentation, 1 week practice, and 3 days production. The theme is maintaining a good life, and subtopics are text and drive, related to road safety, smoking habit, and drug abuse. The procedure. In week 1, teacher will be introducing students to kinds of PSA of those topics, road safety, smoking habit, and drug abuse, written in compound sentences from the internet. Because Indonesia is not in an English-speaking country, therefore it's a kind of difficult to find a single PSA written fully in English. So this is from the internet for the presentation. For week 2, teacher will be letting students finding more references of those selected topic of PSA, giving them target words without the meanings. This is the implicit learning, guessing meaning from context. So they will be seeking for more references and also analyze what those target words are actually. That's for the practice. And week 3, asking students to reformulate the PSA with the given target words. This is the production one. Stage of production, we will have 3 days. Day 1, making 1 PSA of road safety. Day 2, making 1 PSA of smoking habit. Day 3, making 1 of PSA of drug abuse. And all of them will be shared through Google Drive so that everyone can see and give comments to each other's works. And I will use writing assessment rubrics for the measurement, adapted from Morris and Mozavari in the same year. Word choice with 3 indicators and 3 scales of grading: good, fair, and bad. Good, we have good valued by 50 points, fair by 25 points, bad by only 10 points. The indicators are word choice, grammar accuracy, and meaningfulness. See that when we are producing a grammar, it's better for us to produce accurate grammar. But the grammar accuracy is not an inevitability for making a sentence to be coherent with the ideas. That's why I put here coherent too. This is the conclusion. Exposure towards authentic material is a necessity, and there is a need to let students acquire the language rather than learning the language. And repetition is needed for the language acquisition. It's not only young learners that acquire, adults also acquire. These are the references I use. For the appendices, here are the target words for text and drive. I combine both verb and noun. Text and drive, distract, crash, emergency, and anti-human. Not really anti-human trafficking PSA. It should be smoking habit. So sorry for this, but actually basically it's all target words. It's all about noun and verb. So it should be smoking habit here. Okay, so this is drug abuse, addiction, psychological disorder, overdose, and prescription drugs. Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and also our chair lady Miss Ana Marita da Silva. I am Stephanie Bundaran, and I am going to present my teaching learning activity proposal, which employs both PPP, presentation, practice, and production, combined with the natural approach proposed by Crescent and Terrell. So basically, the instrument will be public service announcement for enhancing vocabulary learning for students, for EFL learners. Studies of lexical bundles have demonstrated the importance of using lexemes in appropriate registers. Therefore, there is a necessity for teachers and learners to get more exposure on more authentic learning materials.